I think last year I wrote this blog on how to, it's kind of a white paper on how to conduct secure architecture reviews or secure design reviews for applications which is built on AI, LLM, and these kind of things. Um, so yeah, this section, let me increase the font. So we will start with the introduction. Give me a moment. I need to see. Yeah, let me share this link with everybody so that you can have a look into it. I've added the link to the Teams chat. Give me a moment here. I'm just looking if I have a slide, that would be better. Yeah, I found the slides. I think this should be better. You're able to see my screen, right? Yes, Satish. Okay, cool. Thank you. Okay, so today let's understand how to conduct secure architecture review of AI-based products and services. This is about me, so let me jump straight into overview. So we'll try to understand what is the problem statement, what is AI, GenAI, and GenAI models, and what are threats related to um, these this kind of products and services. We will discuss adversarial attack. What exactly is adversarial attack? Input manipulation attack, data poisoning, and some of these attacks which are pretty common in this kind of applications. Next, what are the challenges? Uh, Challenges like what we need to uh, do to solve this problem. Like there is like information leakage, privacy concerns, legal concerns. These are some of the challenges we face during this reviews. In the end, we will summarize by what is the solution, how to solve these attacks, these threats and challenges. The solution primarily it has got four parts. First is starting with engagement process, then evaluation of the framework. Next is evaluation area, and then we have a questionnaire. Finally, we'll connect all the dots. At the end, we'll just summarize secure adoption by 7 pillars for success. So these are the 5 sections, which is part of this presentation. So Gen AI and AI. So I already spoke to you about the difference between the two. To reiterate, AI is So to reiterate, AI is I have just divided into purpose and function, output, data usage, and application areas. So AI is to when it comes to when we try to categorize AI, so AI is to analyze and interpret existing data to provide insights, predictions, or recommendation. But what is GenAI? It creates new original data or content resembling human generated output. So there is a huge difference between the two. And then so this is the purpose and function. And what is the output? The output is logical responses based on predefined rules is the output. But for Gen AI, the output is generates new data points, creating content such as text, images, or even the code. So this is what it generates. And data usage. AI typically uses existing data to make decisions, whereas Gen AI, it uses existing data to learn and create new content. So this is very important. So learn and create new content. And what are the application areas for these two? AI, it's like predictive analysis and automation, whereas Gen AI excels in creative tasks such as text generation, image synthesis, and content creation. So it is very important to understand the difference between the two. Uh, okay, let's go to the next slide. And what are the Gen AI models? So there are three types of models as part of Gen AI. One is consumer model, another one is employee model, and another one is customer model. So these are model in the sense applications, I would say. Different kind of applications you will find. One is consumer based applications, this is employee based applications, and customer based applications. So third party Gen AI applications like browser plugins, email. For example, imagine Indrasol as a company. So what if Indrasol uses some of the browser plugins and email plugins, some knowledge based plugins? So these come under consumer model. Okay, we will be using we for our consumption, we are using some third party AI products and services. So that is one category. The second category is if we develop some kind of GPT, that is employee model. The third part is if we develop some kind of LLM and offer it to our customers, that is the third one, that is customer model. So we are just breaking it down, the applications, Gen AI applications, into three sectors so that we can understand them better. So that is about this slide. Next is what are the primary threats. So let's explore some of the potential threats related to AI products and services. And it's very crucial to be aware of these significant risks. First, let's understand what is input, input manipulation, input manipulation attack. So input manipulation attack, picture interacting with a chatbot. So if you change words or ask a tricky question, the chatbot might provide incorrect or even harmful responses. To put it in a context, for example, a medical chatbot could misunderstand your health query, leading to incorrect information. I mean, this is really serious, right? So there are such manipulations happening. Second one, let's take adversarial attacks. This is quite predominant with GenAI based applications, all LLM AI based applications. So adversarial attacks. So what is adversarial attack? Let's consider a facial recognition technology as an example. Okay, by um, by making small changes to your appearance, like adding glasses or makeup, there is a possibility you can trick the AI into not recognizing you. So this could be used for unauthorized access or privacy breaches. So if you develop some kind of applications without proper controls, then such breaches can happen. And this is quite predominant in LLM based applications, LLM or Gen AI based applications. These are called adversarial attacks. And yeah, there is OS top 10. So this finds, I think this is second or third as part of OS top 10. OS top 10 are top 10 attacks on LLMs. So OWASP is a community which has come up with a list of top 10 attacks. In that, one of them is adversarial attack. So you should be aware of these attacks when you try to build these products and services. Not only build, also when you get an opportunity to review them. So you need to be aware of all these things. So next is, let's take a data poisoning attack. So what is data poisoning attack? This threat involves like maliciously altered data used to train AI models. So maliciously, so you can try to train. See, the model is getting trained. What if you provide some of the literature or some of the information or prompts where it becomes biased, right? It can become biased. It can lead to biased predictions and compromised decision making. So a lot of hackers, what they do is, for example, it could be chat gpt, right? They can start feeding chat gpt with the wrong informations, because at the end of the day, I mean, everybody is claiming, or even the chat gpt says, okay, we are training with the information. So how if we poison the data itself? So if we try to provide data which is wrong data, and then GPT, they get trained on that wrong data, and so whoever asks some question, it will return biased answers. I mean, in fact, it is doing, right? I mean, there are so many instances. It does provide biased, uh, wrong information and all. So how do you stop this? So first thing is, you need to know these attacks are possible. Second thing is, then only once you know these attacks are possible, the next step is you'll try to counter them. And there are a lot of available solutions to counter them. So it is very important to know these things are happening, and this is the solution. Okay. Next is model inversion attack is another one. So let's talk about this attack scenario. So model inversion attack is like attackers might reverse engineer an AI model to obtain sensitive information, potentially breaching privacy or security. So this happens when, for example, this is predominantly with respect to the vector DB. Yesterday we were talking about vector DB, right? What if someone gets hold of the vector DB? So vector DB are basically embeddings. It provides it provides kind of a key value for a LLM object to respond. So there is but by getting access to this vector, and vector DB is like more the information you provide in vector DB is specific to that company or that business. It could be some kind of there could be a lot of secrets there. It is your business information which you want or intend to provide only for certain people, for the internal use or for your consumption. But what if somebody gets that vector DB and all the information in vector DB? So there is a possibility that they can reverse engineer and then um, arrive at the um, documents which was used to train, or which was used as part of vector DB. So this is also excuse me, um, reverse engineer. So this also potentially breaching the privacy and security. Okay. So next, let's understand um, transfer learning attack. So what is transfer learning attack? In this scenario, an attacker can manipulate an AI model by transferring knowledge from one domain to another, potentially causing incorrect or harmful outcomes. So, just to sum it up, comprehending these threats is vital when dealing with AI products and services, as they can have significant implications for security, privacy, and data integrity. By knowing and staying vigilant and implementing strong security measures, whatever the applications we develop can be secure to use. Any questions here?
Uh, Hi, Satish. Could could you once again actually explain the transfer learning attack exactly?
So what happens is attacker can manipulate a AI model by transferring its knowledge from one domain to another. I mean, potentially causing incorrect or harmful outcomes.
Uh, what actually means like transferring the knowledge, like the information we provide, right?
That's right. How do I put this in context? So I'm not getting any example for this. I did search. I'll take this offline. So
Oh,
I'll send you the more details about this. Actually, there is a couple of very good examples with this. Maybe with those examples you'll be able to understand. Currently, it is not top of my mind.
sure.
Yeah, I'll make a note of this one. Okay. So these are some of the threads. Now let's get to the next one. Okay. And some of the challenges in this area. One is so navigating the landscape of GenAI comes with a set of significant challenges. One is starting with information leakage. Imagine a GenAI model trained on companies' financial data. If it is not used properly, it might generate reports containing sensitive financial details, risking data exposure. So, so we try to um, train some of the LLMs, and the best example is, for example, if we try to have a LLM model and then trained in Indrasol data, and we expose it outside, if we don't know if it is getting trained, or we use it very carelessly, or somebody uh, takes that LLM, so all our secrets, everything can be it can be leaked. So that is what it means. So this is a very huge challenge in terms of using this kind of products and services. Next is privacy concern. Consider an AI-driven healthcare app. Let's take an example of an healthcare app. So it might generate patient's diagnosis based on some medical records, right? And then raising privacy concerns about unauthorized access to personal information. So yeah, this is also kind of information leakage where you train the model, and then it might generate patients' diagnosis based on medical records, which is a privacy concern. And next is there are a few legal concerns as well. Like think of a legal document generated by an AI. In case of disputes, questions about who is responsible for errors or misleading content can lead to a legal ambiguity. So these are some of the generic challenges which most of the companies face when trying to use these products and services. So now we understood what all the threats with respect to Gen AI based products and services. We understand the challenges too. Now let's get into the solution mode. How to fix all these things and how to perform architecture, uh, a good architecture review. So this is for example, let me put this into context. Suppose if we get a project from a company, um, maybe it could be uh, some XYZ company says, okay, we have developed a Gen AI product. We want you to perform design review for this. So Indrasol has to. This is what Indrasol. These are the steps with what Indrasol should take in order to come up with a comprehensive review of their product and service, and then provide it to them. So this involves first intake request. So first we'll take an intake request, and then second step is we perform threat model. Third is review the security controls, and fourth step is risk assessment, and finally security architecture report to uh, our stakeholders. I mean, not stakeholders, to the customer. So under threat modeling, under step two, it is further divided into 7 steps. We follow stride methodology. Stride is again, um, uh, I'll delve into more details about all these internals, but for now, so these are the steps we need to take uh, to review the application. So when we take the uh, when the customer says, okay, please review. So first step would be to give this questionnaire to them. So we need to understand the general concepts like uh, is the LLM used? So first what happens once we get the project, we will set up some tabletop exercises. Like we will talk to the customers, we will ask them, we'll understand the complete architecture. We'll go through the architecture. We'll ask some of the questions. So these would be those questions. So we should be asking them: is the LLM using single tenant or multi-tenant? So this is very important question because again, as you know, LLM gets trained, and if the customer is using multi-tenancy architecture, then it could be talking to the mothership. So it's a security breach. So this could be a potential finding over here. Second thing is what security measures are implemented to protect against common threats like DDoS attacks. So these are some of the questions which we need to ask the customers to understand the application better. And these are the domains areas which we need to ask questions on. One is that these are general questions: authentication and authorization. There is bias and mitigation, data privacy, Okay, so once you have asked all the questions, now let's understand the architecture. So this is what we have been doing from past couple of days, right? So we came up with an application. This is how it looks. So typical, this is very generic architecture. Most of the applications follow. So this is how our even the customer application is built. Imagine it is some kind of a chatbot applications which we are reviewing. So it will have a front end, web framework, Streamlit. So yesterday I gave a demo about chat. I think chat PDF, Ask PDF. Sorry, Ask PDF is a small applications which we developed yesterday, and then we I gave a demo of it. So imagine this is an Ask PDF application. So it has a Streamlit. Streamlit is a web framework, and user. This is me. I prompt input, and I get the generated response output. So I asked a question. Okay, I uploaded my resume, and I asked, can you please provide summarize this resume, or I can ask, is he a great fit for data engineer role? So this can reply, right? So it makes this application very useful then. And how this application was developed, like it was used, Streamlit was used, and then LangChain framework was used. So LangChain framework, it has got a LangChain. It's a set of libraries. On the top, if you see modules, uh, it uses prompt templates, memory indexes. All these are libraries which is used by LangChain to connect the components like LLM framework. And in this case, in this example, it is interacting with OpenAI. In our case, what we did, we connected with our own local Llama LLM. So typically, what happens? Most of them they use OpenAI LLM model, but we went further and we integrated our local LLM. So this is how the typical architecture looks. So now we have an understanding of how the architecture looks and what we need to review. Okay, next let's. So this is from the review point of view, we have understood the application better, how it works, and then what all are the internals. So that is the first step to perform architecture reviews. So now, next step is how do you verify what security for this? So in the front end, these are the controls you check. Front end in the sense, so this is the front end, right? Front end, there is a back end. So in the front end, we in order for this application to be secure, we will be verifying following criterias. Authentication. So does this have authentication? So we don't have authentication for now. So if there is no proper authentication, anybody can still make use of either they can do poisoning, the some of the attacks which I mentioned earlier, data poisoning, information leakage, or if it is some kind of if I had used vector DB, then there is a possibility of poisoning. I mean, pulling more information from vector DB. All those things can be done. So login is very important. I mean, authentication is very important. So that is the control which is missing. So now what we can do, we can just create a report. In the report, first section would be missing authentication. So next step, is there proper access control? There is no access control. Access control in the sense, when you try to log in, you should have roles defined, whether it is a admin role or it's a normal user role. Is there anything like that we are seeing? No, we are not seeing that. So that is another finding. Next, data validation. Next control we need to check is whether there is proper data validation happening. Data validation in the sense, here there are two things. One is, you can test it for this classic attacks like SQL injection, XML injection. So all these injections happen due to some kind of um, special characters if you input, right? So those check needs to be done. We need to filter any special characters. That is number one. From the LLM point of view, the prompts, biased prompts. How do you filter biased prompts? So again, there is a framework for this. Um, there is a framework. I forgot the name. There is an open source validation framework. What it does is it will take the prompt. It's a agent validating your prompt. It's a separate LLM agent. So that particular tool, what it does is, it validates your prompt, and if it feels it is safe to respond, it will get the information and then provide you the information. So um, so that is another great tool. Unless and until you won't be able to implement that. So that should be implemented here. So that tool acts as a input validation tool and also output sanitization tool. It's kind of a yeah, that tool needs to be embedded here. So it's a data validation tool for LLM based products and services, both validation and response sanitization. So that needs to be added. So next is the backend. In backend, what all you need to check? Logging and monitoring. So here we need to check whether all whenever a user logs in, uh, is he are we trying to capture uh, capture that is important. So monitoring is also very important. So these are small things which would be helpful. For example, what if something wrong happens during that time? For the debugging and for uh, cyber forensics, this logging plays a major role. So it is very important to maintain a log of all the activities which happens in your product. Then you need to check your secure API, secrets management, crypto. So these are some of the things you need to check. At the LLM level, third-party component library validation needs to be done. There will be a lot of open source uh, thing happening over here, so that needs to be verified. And data privacy protection, adversarial attack protection. So we need to put controls for all these things. Data agents. So each section, so these are some of the things we need to check. So let me reiterate. So we have a customer has given a product to verify Ask PDF application. So we have further divided it to these sections, front end, back end, and then in each section we are validating for security. So these are the domains, security controls we need to validate against, whether it is there or not. Okay.
Satish, a quick question.
Yeah.
So the validation happens purely based on the architecture diagram given by the customer. I mean, we don't have any like a scope of the validation is not by accessing and testing the application itself. Is that correct?
Um, Even that is also there. So if the application is developed, so what happens? Sometimes they want to be the application is not developed, but the designs are ready, right? So that is the right time to find issues and fix it. So if a customer comes in um, that instance, then we won't be able to test it. But usually if it is already developed and they want to further improvise it, we
Mhm.
can have a kind of white box testing, that is understand the application and understand the architecture. The more you understand the application and architecture, you can come up with better security recommendation. So it
Got
all
it.
depends on the customer if they are comfortable, what
Mhm.
kind comfortable in sharing all those details. Even if they provide the source code, we can come up with more, in fact, much better recommendations, which is more accurate and solves their problems.
Understood. So because my question came from the front-end validation, like data validation, right? So
Mhm.
in the architecture diagram, if there is no representation of data validation as a box or as an interface or as a framework,
Mhm.
um, we wouldn't know whether data validation I mean, the application capable of data validations or not, right? Things like that. But yeah, I understand your explanation now that we can do architecture reviews when it is ready, or if the application is in commission, then we can test the application also, right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. There is one more. I mean, that can be identified easily. So whenever they give this kind of architecture, right? So for example, customer, they provide this architecture. They might miss, even though if data validation framework is there, they might miss. That is when this tabletop exercises will help us. So tabletop exercise is between the developers and the security people of Indrasol, developers of XYZ company, and security persons from Indrasol. So we will be asking these questions. So these questions, so here one of the question is data validation. Are you doing data validation? So this is a list of questions which we do, talk to them, and then we will add those controls here. So we will be having a separate a diagram for ourselves. We need to create a separate diagram that is called data flow diagram, which has more of security components in it. So our review will be based on that insight. One is understanding this architecture and coming up with the data flow diagram. So since
Got
we
it.
all ask
Mhm.
all these questions, uh, all those things are taken care. So I'll be asking them, okay, are you doing data validation? Although it does not um, display here. So the data validation, I can ask them, and they will say definitely no if it is not done. So then I'll ask them to add the data validation part, or in my diagram, I'll integrate that.
Got it, Satish. And curious question. So similar to this conventional full stack applications or any application, there is a role called quality engineer, right? Who performs test, manual test, or automation test, or whatever, right? So similar to that, is there any role evolving in this AI space? Something called AI test engineer, or
So it is part of pen testing, AI pen testing.
AI pen testing. Okay, okay,
Yeah, same thing.
got it.
Yeah. Okay, these are some of the controls we will check. And I already spoke about this example. I already walked through that example. So this typically what happens. It is between which team does what. So whenever any engagement, we just create a ticket, and then we'll involve the product teams. Basically, the customers come and ask us to review, and then we'll do the scoping and information gathering. We'll perform tabletop exercises. Here, both the product team and infosec team will be involved, and then risk assessment. We'll follow this methodology to conduct risk assessment. Um, and then these are the activities we do as part of it. And if we find and then next is the reporting and readout, and then we will list out all the critical items and then talk to the customer, and then finally we say sign off. um, yeah, so these are the pillars um, for adopting, I mean, to build a application which has got uh, which is more secure. Like there should be infrastructure security, uh, proper identity access management, data security, AI and application security, logging and monitoring, and yeah, and this is more of monitoring. The last portion. Okay. So these are 7 pillars of success to successfully have a good product. So yeah, that okay. So that concludes how to perform secure architecture review of GenAI based application. Using this process, we understood by going through this, we understood uh, how what kind of attacks LLMs are prone to, and how to, at least at a high level, how come up with where the issues are there, how to identify and then fix them. So this would be like if somebody provides us ask us to do a review on GenAI application, this is what we'll be doing. So we'll be doing all these steps, provide them the letter, provide them the recommendation details, and then we sign off. So this is one business, I would say. Okay, now let's so as I mentioned, so first off, let's now connect all the dots. Let's get to the mind map and then connect all our dots together. Okay. So let's connect all the dots. We have been learning a lot of things, but where does each one fit? So to understand that, and to have a better roadmap, direction, vision, let's try to analyze what all happened in our previous training sessions, and um, how does it what does it let us put it in a proper context. Okay, so when we as part of Indrasol, following other services which we are doing and then which we plan to do. So one is EPM services, which we are already doing. So cyber security, cloud services, data engineering, SaaS products. So these are the areas which we want to get into. And when coming to cyber security, we are planning to do following things like secure design review, SOC-based reviews, AI security reviews, pen testing, AppSec. So these are the areas we want to get into, and then we are trying to get projects in these areas. So that is one. Second thing is cloud services is another one. Data engineering, ETL pipelines, data lakes, warehouse. So these are some of the areas. And next is uh, SaaS products. So we want to build SaaS products. Um, so one of them we have identified is secure design reviewer, and we would like to also build some of our custom tools, or for our own use, more of a productive tools. Like maybe we want to for marketing Indrasol, we might need a tool which could automatically post LinkedIn posts about Indrasol. It could be in Twitter, it could be in no, it's now X, or it could be any other social media. So that basically to capture customers, things like that. So that is another area we plan to have some of the tools. So this is the services, or this is the direction which we are going for. So in order to be successful in this direction, first thing, what all we need, like, so these are the requirements. We need a good strong development team who have understanding of all these things. We need a team with good security knowledge, and AI ML basics, cloud basics, and then data engineering. So these are the some of the capabilities we need to build on. And so that is where we are targeting. So all our training, if you see, we are trying to build these capabilities: development, capabilities, rapid development. Rapid development is nothing but we all are developers here, traditional developers, but there is a new wave in the industry now. That is this AI wave where all these products and services can be developed very fast. So it is very important to this leverage this opportunity, and that is the reason rapid development. Rapid means it is not it doesn't mean that we need to overwork. Rapid means we will be using tools and technologies which churns out these products and services um, uh, very fast than the traditional approach. So for that, we need to identify what is the tech stack which we need to work on, so that we'll be able to churn out these applications faster. So last few days we are primarily discussing on that. So let me minimize this. Yeah. So rapid development. We were discussing about three types. We are figuring out what is the best way to develop these applications. One is 1.0, where I think I gave a demo about Lovable, Bolt. All these are one category, one stack. This is editors, uh, GenAI editors. I would say Lovable, Replit, and Bolt. This forms the first category or the first stack. GitHub, Superbase, and Netlify. So using these technologies, end to end product development we can do faster. But this comes with pros and cons. One is if we follow rapid 1.0 approach, prototyping, these tools are mainly for prototyping. For example, if you want to build a small application, um, the quality of the application, scalability, and all, you won't be able to achieve much if we follow this tech stack. Um, so that is it can be used for prototyping and faster time to market. But the complex applications, but let me put it this way: all lightweight applications we can do with this stack much faster. But the cons are like as and when the application becomes if we want to do microservices and more scalable, more containerized applications, we cannot. It is difficult to do with this stack. Or maybe there might be a way, but haven't figured it out yet. But let's for now let's keep it as rapid 1.0. This is the tech stack. These are the pros and cons. The second area what I see is the this is another tech stack, and which is more here. The problem is this tech stack is a little bit expensive, like Lovable, Replit, and all. They charge um, per uh, per prompt. So you get 50 prompts to use, and then you need to pay, I think, $20 initially, and it keeps on increasing. So 50, and what I've seen is they give out a lot of exceptions, and then to fix those exception again, you need to use the prompts, and then you end up um, there is a challenge over there. So this is one tech stack. Another tech stack is Cursor, which I even we went through Cursor, how to develop using Cursor. So if we develop in Cursor, it'll be more cost effective because they give 500 free prompts. So and it comes with a good automation. You need not to do everything in the scratch. So this could be a better approach. Cursor. So store the all your code in the GitHub. You can use Superbase and Superbase for the database and Netlify for hosting it. So product hosting. And uh, next is again one more stack, which is little bit advanced application. Here, the addition is Crew AI. Crew AI is very good for API-based applications. If you want to get into microservices, microservices is the way to go. Like whenever you build an application, you need to um, have a separate services, or divided it in a such a way that it could be reused. Whereas the monolithic applications, the if we try to build an application monolithically, it is not scalable. So microservices are the way to go, and then this stack helps, like Crew AI is the one which makes uh, you can build multiple microservices using that. And Cursor, in combination with GitHub, Superbase, Netlify. This is another stack where you can build your product to market soon. And where this tech stack will be useful is in our services. If you go developing SaaS-based products sooner to release to the market, not only there, we can use in multiple places too. So this is the just I'm connecting the dots from here to here. Why we are learning this one, primarily to come up with products and services faster to the market, whatever the basically idea to software, they call it as now. So idea to software, it should be faster. So that can be achieved by following those tech stacks. And we can come up with those any new ideas or the product ideas we have to the market. So that is why we are trying to understand what is latest going on uh, in this space. Next is security basics. I started with pen testing. We understood intercepting proxy, how to use that intercepting proxy. Burp is one of the example which we went through. We also did OWASP top 10, SQL injection, and XSS and SQL injection. So these are required where we will be using all these things. So again, if you go to our services, in order to perform cybersecurity services, pen testing is another area we are looking for. We might get projects. So we need to pen test some of these applications. That is when that knowledge is helpful. So we need to start building capability in this direction. Um, yeah. So next is AIML. Next we switched. So all these applications have some or the other part AIML. So that is the reason we are getting into AIML, where we understood key concepts of like yeah, LLM. We started with what is LLM, what is multimodal model, GenAI, AI, what is RAG. So we touch base on some of them. Uh, we also went through LangChain. So these are the frameworks for AML. Streamlit is a web framework, um, which speeds up the process. We learned even that. And local LLM, to become more cost effective, we can use our own LLMs. So that is when GPT-4 all came into picture, and Llama is local LLM which we used. And then we also did a project on Ask PDF chat application. So AIML is required in all the places, right? One is to build a SaaS product. We can integrate AI LLM and build a more robust application. And then if it can be used in all the areas, right? So that is one thing. Yeah, that's it pretty much. Just wanted to connect these dots and help you understand what is our focus, where exactly we are heading, what is the direction we are taking. So having understanding of a proper vision definitely helps the entire team to focus and be successful. So yeah, with that, I'll stop talking. Any questions?
Thank you very much, Satish. Actually, the way you covered, the security concepts, the landscape, and three types of this, the AI programming, um, the currently how industry is, going towards and all that. I didn't know all this, honestly. So it's a great learning for me. And I sincerely hope everyone in the meeting also feel the same way. And that now the thing is that lot of stuff covered actually, honestly, even though it looks like little, I don't know whether how you guys felt, but a lot of stuff is covered. So there is so much that we have to do proactively, right? Based on the understanding that Satish are given, we have to actually take them and practice and be ready. And we will have another session on the next steps actually. So maybe like tomorrow we will set up that. We will have, as in another meeting I mentioned, we'll have teams identified, and the products that we were thinking of, right? Secure design reviewer that you see here on the screen, and some custom tools. We'll start working on them, right? Yeah, once again, thanks so much, Satish. Actually, it's excellent, overview, and also giving the landscape understanding very clearly. Thank you.
No, no problem. Thank you. Okay.
All right. Yeah. Thank
Thanks,
you.
everyone.
So we'll meet again